Thanks for tuning in to this updated weather briefing for the dangerous heat wave through Labor Day weekend. This is Alex Tardy, meteorologist here at National Weather Service in San Diego. The date is August 28th. In this presentation, we'll step through the next several days and the expected temperatures and impact. What's causing these hot temperatures? We talk about a high pressure aloft or upper level atmosphere, and this high pressure is what's bringing the unusually warm temperatures much above normal. Not the fact that it's summer or that the sun is out, those are contributing factors, but this dome of high pressure and its position is vital to having heat waves or not having a heat wave in some cases. Right now, you can see starting with Tuesday, high pressure is right over Utah, and the circulation around that is bringing a little bit of monsoon moisture from the east. And it's also a roadblock to Harvey, which stalled over Texas. You can see by Thursday, this high pressure sinks to the south over New Mexico, and then a new high pressure system appears over the Pacific. And that replaces the high pressure system shown here on Sunday. And that'll bring a continuation of the heat wave, especially over inland areas. So all the way through Labor Day weekend. Also note that the ridge of high pressure will draw a little deeper moisture up, potentially for Labor Day weekend, as shown by the arrows. Speaking of moisture, you can check out the latest rainfall totals for the tropical system Harvey, which remains over Texas, at water.weather.gov. Here you can see widespread areas over the past 4 days, over 20 inches, some places exceeding 35 inches. All right, let's talk about our area here in Southern California on Tuesday. This is an image of heat risk levels, and we expect temperatures to be much above normal, in fact, near record level. The areas in red and purple, those are the areas that have the most heat risk. So in other words, those are the areas where temperatures will be the most above normal or compared to our averages for this time of the area. So those regions not as used to this type of heat. All the orange areas are still above normal and very warm to hot. Here are specific temperatures across our region. You can see temperatures again on Tuesday exceeding 105 in many areas along the I-15 and east corridor. Even temperatures in our coastal areas getting well into the 90s, such as Miramar and Santa Ana. Not much relief in the mountains, getting close to 90 at Palomar and 95 at Julian, around 80 in Big Bear. Very hot temperatures. Our desert regions, again, topping around 115. On Wednesday, we don't see much relief. In fact, the purple area expands, which tells us that this heat wave is extensive in terms of time. Repeated days of excessive warm temperatures, much above normal, 10 to 15 degrees above normal. So the highest impact looks like it's going to be interior regions from LA County down to Orange County and parts of San Diego County, and of course the Inland Empire. Not to leave out our deserts and mountains, those areas will be in the orange and even some red areas, indicating much above normal and still unusually hot for those regions. Here's a look at some of the temperatures for Wednesday, August 30th. We can see again another day of temperatures near 110 in the Inland Empire, and even along the I-15 corridor of San Diego, getting around 100, over 105 at Ramona. Our beaches, a little bit of relief, getting into the 80s, and you can see our deserts again, Palm Springs, Borrego, 115. Here's a look at the heat risks now, looking at Thursday's levels, and you can see that the area of red and purple shrinks a little bit, but almost every region is in the moderate category there in the orange, because temperatures remain well above normal. And specific temperatures expected, again, near 110 in the Inland Empire. That'll make it all the way since Sunday of temperatures that hot in the Inland Empire. So a very prolonged, dangerous heat wave along our coast, touching out around 80 on the beach and upper 80s just inland. Again, the foothills getting around 105 degrees. Maybe a tad cooler in the deserts, but again, that's still getting us over 110. All right, now as we go into Friday, the end of the work week, we can see it's pretty much a persistent story here as Thursday, lots of areas of red and purple in Orange County and then along the San Diego coast. And all regions in the orange, which means moderate levels of risk, temperatures remaining well above normal. Specific numbers on Friday include temperatures between 105 and 110 in the Inland Empire. Again, that will be then 6 consecutive days in that region. Temperatures topping out just over 110 in Palm Springs. San Diego foothills getting up into the low 100s. And even places like Santa Ana, again, topping out in the upper 90s. So this is a dangerous heat wave that's going to carry into our weekend. Now, speaking of the weekend, Saturday heat risk levels are shown here. And you can see that in parts of Orange County, parts of San Diego coastal areas, Inland Empire, and LA County, still a lot of areas in that very dangerous red and purple shade. And most regions, again, in the orange, indicating well above seasonal average temperatures. You can see actual high temperatures on Saturday, around 105 in the Inland Empire. Temperatures in the mid-90s along inland coastal areas, around 110 for the usual hot deserts. And even the San Diego foothills topping out around 100 or a little bit higher on Saturday. Now, we get into Sunday on Labor Day weekend, we can see that there's a little bit less coverage, but as shown earlier, the high pressure builds back in from the north. So these temperatures here may be a little bit conservative so far, given how far out this forecast is. Here's a look now, finally, at the anticipated high temperatures for Sunday over Labor Day weekend. Still hot conditions, and again, this forecast may change as this is several days out still. High pressure expected to rebuild to our north over the weekend. Temperatures likely to top out over the century mark in many areas just inland. Other issues going on over the weekend is humidity may increase as well, with an increased chance of thunderstorms and monsoon moisture coming around that new high pressure ridge. Here are some heat tips for you. You really need to avoid any type of heat exposure with temperatures getting over 100, and lots of breaks if you have to be outdoors, lightweight clothing, sunscreen, relax in shady areas, and of course drink lots of fluid. If you can get to the beach, try to get there, as that's the main relief in our region. All right, always check back in at weather.gov to see the latest hazard information, such as the current heat advisories and excessive heat warnings, which are expected throughout this entire week and may continue into Labor Day weekend. Thanks for watching this video. Stay safe.